guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Houseplants Dream. Today I'm going to give you a pretty detailed tour of my yoga room. So whether you are a fan of yoga or you are a plant lover, I hope you'll love this episode. I think there are just more people practicing yoga and meditation and more people getting into plants, so both things make the world such a better place. So before I go into the details, I'm just going to give you a quick pan of what has changed in my yoga room. If you've watched previous episodes, you will notice that I have rearranged a few things. In the last episode, I believe you saw the plant ladder on this side of the room, but I have removed the plant ladder and moved it to the center of the room, right next to the centerpiece. The reason being is that now I have another person practicing with me in the room, so I just need as much space as possible. And it's I think the plant ladder is pretty versatile, so it doesn't matter where I put it, it just looks really nice. So we're going to start from the center wall, which you can see I have a nice beautiful rug that I put up on the wall. It's initially a floor rug. A lot of you have asked if you do live in Sydney, you can possibly find this rug at a shop called Seaweed and Sand. They sell lots of coastal and like spiritual type of home decor, and I received this piece as a birthday gift from my husband, and it's such a beautiful rug, and it does complete the look in my yoga room, as you can see. Let's start with the plant ladder. Are there any new plants? I think so. As you can see, I've got some beautiful lucky bamboo growing in water. Basically, I've just put pebbles in them, and once a month I just top up the water, and they've just been growing really well. And here is a philodendron Athen. They're just little and slow grower. And over here is my favorite mug, the Yoga Girl mug, with a philodendron in it. And moving down, as you can see, there's another philodendron Xanadu. This one I particularly like. It just gives that beautiful tropical vibe. And in the middle is my aroma lily diffuser. If you like aromatherapy, I highly recommend one. This one also comes with different lights. I can try and turn it on for you, so you can see it does change the lightings, the different colored lighting, and it's kind of cool. And then moving on to here is a philodendron stellum, and this one is actually growing really well with new leaf forming right at this very moment. It's so pretty. Down here I have two African violets. They're not flowering at the moment, but as you can see, they are just looking really lush. And with African violets, I do just only water them from the bottom, and that keeps them really healthy and lush. And also I have an elephant's foot in the middle. The last and the bottom level of the plant ladder, I have a beautiful aglaonema, Chinese evergreen. This one is called the Indo Queen. It's just massive, and it's putting out new leaves every day. So I'm very glad with this one. And right next to it is the Nathan. So this one has the purple backing. It's quite cute too. And another elephant's foot plus my salt lamp. Again, I think I just like the ambience that the salt lamp creates when I'm doing either yoga or meditation. especially when you're doing your restorative practice. It's just very nice. And behind all these plants, there's a little neon pothos cutting that I did probably a few weeks ago, and it's growing really well. And beside the plant ladder, we have a Dracaena, the California Beauty. This one has beautiful variegation. I just love it. And as you can see, the younger leaves are more sort of on the yellow side, and the more mature leaves are sort of silvery white-ish color. Anyways, they look very nice. It's just a nice pop of color and different shades of green and yellows. And in the middle, so previously I'd never really elaborated on what I use for my practice, and I think while I'm here, it's worth mentioning. I think a lot of you may have already got a bolster, and this one I got it from a local shop called Tree of Life. I just like the tribal design. It just looks really earthy, and I'm not a super tall person, so I sometimes find the full-sized bolsters to be a little overwhelming, but this one is just the right size for me, plus has all these beautiful tribal designs. And I also use a couple of blankets to cover myself up or to roll them up, using them as props. Also a eye mask, and this one has lavender seed and flaxseed in it. This is the Annabelle Trans brand. I believe you can buy it online from Queensland. And I also have 2 cushions. This big one is currently used by my husband during meditation, so that he can sit up properly. And I think a lot of beginners might find sitting down for a long period of time quite challenging, so it's really important to find the right props for you before you set out on the journey. And also have a little one. I'm not using it at the moment, but I've had it for many years, so it's just nice to have in the room. Moving on, I think previously I had this vintage chair on the left hand side where the plant ladder is, but now it's moved to the right hand side, and I've got different plants on them as well. And in the middle is another aglaonema. This one I believe is called Pink Beauty. So this one does have all the pink markings on them, and I believe with more sun exposure the variegation might be even more stunning. And I also have an English ivy that's just trailing. Previously I had 2, but one just miraculously died, and fortunately this one survived and it's still doing well. And over here is a ficus. This one is called Midnight Green. It's just, has the droopy look and is fairly low maintenance. Haven't done much to it. It's just the keep up with watering once a week. However, I think this one does need a bit of repotting because I can see roots growing out of the inner pot. And then I've got a Kiki K candle in the middle. I just like what it says, be here now. While we're practicing yoga and meditation, it's all about being at the present, and so that's a good reminder. And using candles, it's part of aromatherapy as well, and I really enjoy using them. You'll see more candles in this room. And down there we have a ZZ plant. This one actually has a new pup coming out. So very low maintenance plant and looks quite cute as well. Maybe I should shift it a little so you can see the leaves. There you go. And so over here I have 3 more candles. I do recommend people using soy candles because it's just a lot healthier for you, and also it smells really nice. Up here I have my beautiful peperonia. I can't remember the name of this one, but I think I've had people commenting on this one. They all love this, how big and lush this one looks, and recently I did repot this one, so about a month ago, and it was getting fairly large for its small pot, and now it's in a nice big pot. I think it's quite happy, and it has put out lots of new leaves, plus you can see the flowers everywhere. And down here we have a Monstera Adansonii. This is a cutting I did. So I believe there are about like 7 little plants in this little pot, and you can see new growth too over here. There you go. So it's doing really well, so I'm very happy about it. And right next to it is another ficus plant. This one I believe is called lightning something. So as you can see, the variegation is very different. The new leaves are just so tender and cute. Love the variegation. And let's see what's down here. In my grow pot, I have a well, I'd call this one a mysterious plant because I found this plant growing like weeds, but I don't think they are weeds because I saw them at the Botanic Garden as well, not here, but in Hervey Bay in Queensland. So it's like a tropical climber. Initially I thought it looked so much like Syngonium, the white butterfly type. However, the leaves do look slightly different. Anyway, I took a little cutting and flew back home. And you can see the new growth here as well. Yeah, so this one actually in the wild, it just grows so tall. It's like a pothos and Syngonium type of plant, and it puts out this beautiful foliage. So we'll see what it'll do in the indoor environment. Let's move on to another peperonia. Actually, I have 2 different types in this little pot. So there's the pink edged peperonia plus the marble peperonia. This one's really, really cute, and I hope this one will grow just as big and healthy as that one do. So that's my peperonia, and behind the peperonia is another Dracaena. I believe this one is cream and lime. This was a cutting that I grew, and it's been doing sensationally well too. And right next to it is one of my yoga pots that I made myself, and this is a Philodendron green Congo. It's not doing much, but I guess it's okay. It's just leaves on. And over here there's a little spider plant cutting that I did, and it's growing really well too. And I also keep more candles just in this section, and all my devices. Plus, I don't think I've ever showed you guys these little plant boxes I've got. So basically I have 2, and if you open them up, you'll see all the plants I've got. So whenever I buy a new plant, I will collect the tag and leave the tags in these plant boxes. As you can see, this one's almost full. This is one of them, and I have another one. This one's completely full. Both beautiful boxes. So for example, I bought Stromanthe. So some of the plants not even here anymore because, you know, it's life. Sometimes you just don't manage to keep them alive. but it's really fun, I think, just knowing what I've got and what I've been experiencing in terms of houseplants. And moving on to the tabletop. He is a fire stick plant that I propagated myself. You can see some new growth happening. See if I can find one for you over here. Over here is definitely a little bit of new growth happening. So they haven't done much in this room, possibly because they're not getting enough heat, I'm not sure, but outside all the cuttings are doing so much better. And then I have this beautiful euphorbia. I'm not sure the actual type or name of this one. I just really like the look of this particular euphorbia. Ever since I've got it, probably 3 months now, it has grown this much. So that's a huge improvement, I think. And right next to it is a Monstera deliciosa, just a little one. I don't think this one's putting out a pup just yet. It's been a long time. It's been almost 2 years, but this one is just quite stubborn. It doesn't want to put up new pups. And over here I have a jungle cactus. It's so beautiful. This one does require more water and more humidity, so if I do remember, I do water it maybe once a week, and you can see all the leaves like drooping if it's not getting enough water. And moving on, we have more ficus plant. This one is, I believe, is the salmon ficus rubber plant. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've got too many plants and sometimes I just have this like mental blank. Anyway, moving on, this is a money tree, and this was a rescue. When I first got it, it was just miserable and only had maybe 1 or 2 leaves. But look how full it is now. And basically it was overwatered, so I didn't water these plants for 2 months, and I just miraculously bounced back. Love the look of it. And over here is a plant I received as a gift yesterday for my upcoming birthday. So my mother-in-law planted this seedling for me. This is a native like pineish plant called cousinet, and eventually it'll grow really big and it starts to look like a big wig like cousinet. So as you can see, it has that prostrate sort of draping, trailing kind of properties in it. So we'll see how this one goes. Normally they live outdoor in full sunlight. I just want to see what it's going to do in a bright lit room. And down here we have a beautiful aloe, and this is one of my favorite pots. I just think this one looks really elegant and has the coral feel to it, and it is sitting on a cute Tree of Life chest of drawers. And I also got this beautiful piece of crystal as a gift from my mother-in-law. It's beautiful, I just love it, and I think similar to the salt lamp, it provides that healing energy. And I'll show you the back as well. It's polished, it's just beautiful, love it. And up here is a cactus. I like the merry-go-round design of the pot, and this cactus is gorgeous. Cactuses are so easy to look after. Ever since I potted this one up, I haven't touched at all, and it's just been growing slowly. no dramas. So you can see there's new growth happening in the middle, in the crown of the plant. And over on this side I have a cat planter with string of bananas. They were just cutting, so I'm not even sure if they're rooted or not, so I better check. And let's move down over here. There's just so much more to show you. Over here I have a pothos plant. This one's doing really well. I like the way they trail. And right next to it is another cutting I did for my Monstera Addisoni. As you can see how much it has grown. It's crazy, it just wants to grow. And they're so easy to propagate. And here is a mini philodendron xanadu in a little pitcher. Right next to it is another aglaonema, Chinese evergreen. This one is doing really well too. I really like this whitish marking on it. It's very special. I have more ficus plants. Here is one. I love rubber plants, so whenever I see a good looking one, I'd get it. And I believe these two are the same. They are quite beautiful. And down here, wow, look at that color. It's so intense. It's the neon potho. And they turn out to be quite easy to look after, even easier than the marble queen or the common pothos. And they propagate so easily too. And right next to it, I have one more gorgeous philodendron xanadu. I just like the tropical look of them. Okay, we're up to my Tiffany blue chair. I have this big Monstera. I'll give you an overview of this particular plant. It's so beautiful, and it's just a single stem cutting I did probably a year and a half ago. It hasn't really put out any new pups, but it hasn't died either, so I'm just leaving it here and enjoying the foliage. And I have another yoga pot with string of pearls that I'm propagating, and this one has been doing well because there is new growth, and I'm not overwatering this time, simply because they do die instantly when they're overwatered. So we'll just see how it goes. And here is a peperonia. This one's quite cute. I think it's called Pluto or something. It's just so dainty and cute. Down here I have a white butterfly syngonium. It's a cutting I got from my garden because they grow wild in my garden, and I picked a healthy one, and this one has put out at least 2 new leaves, so very happy with this particular plant. And then down here I have more candles. And let's move to this side. These are the last few plants I'm going to show you. And this is a syngonium golden illusion, and it's so pretty. I have them in the patio as well. They're just very versatile, great foliage plant. And right next to it we have a pothos, frosty potho. It's called, in Australia it's called frosty pothos. Has smaller leaves, and this one's doing really well, as you can see. And the brown ones were from winter when the temperature did drop and the leaves then suffered, but the new leaves are all looking quite healthy. And behind all of this is a tiny snake plant. This one is called the bird's nest because they're different from the lanky looking snake plant. I really like the look of it, and again, very low maintenance, and it's good in a dark spot. Okay, I have my yoga mats that I rolled up. I used Lululemon yoga mats. They're the 5mm thick ones, and I like thick ones because they're just good for your knees and joints. So me and my husband, we each have one. I also have a traveling strap if I do need to take it somewhere. It's kind of heavy, so having the strap is really handy. And I've just got a vintage basket which can house both blankets and the strap, plus 2 more cork blocks, which I really like. It's quality and quite firm to use, and they're all sitting on this vintage picnic basket. And another plant over here is a golden pothos. This one's doing really well as well. It's looking really lush. And up here is a sea pot, a Banksia sea pot. It's an Australian native plant. So basically it's been made into a little diffuser, so it's good for aromatherapy. You can put essential oil in this pot, and then over a period of time the oil will, so the pot will actually absorb the oil and then release it into the air. I haven't used it for a while, but it is nice to look at and great to use as well. And one last little pot I have in my yoga room is this gorgeous little planter I got from Daiso. I put peperonias and jade plant and jelly beans plant in it, and it's looking fabulous. And one last bit I want to show you is this blackboard I got. I've had it for years but never really used it. But I guess when I set up the yoga room, I wanted somewhere to be able to record, you know, the mantras or like little positive note from time to time. So I think it's a great idea if you have a little blackboard in your yoga room, so you can just it's almost like a record of your journey. And I love the saying, trust the journey. And I also have this little plaque called Live, Love and Love Every Day. I just love leaving little positive notes here and there and everywhere across the house, so that even when you're having a bad day, you'll probably remember the good days eventually. So there you go. This is the tour of my yoga room for 2019. I hope you really enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.